What's up, everybody? We back with another edition of Kreducation, episode 3. Got my guys in the building, and today, man, I'm feeling good. We're going to talk about money. I know a lot of people have been asking, they want to know more about this credit and money and everything. So today is going to be an episode called Let's Eat. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make people money. We're going to show y'all ways to make money. We want to bring y'all in and giving back on what we learned about the whole money game. With that being said, I'm Steff Weezy. I got my boy Dede over here. I'll let you introduce yourself.
You already know me, man. I'm Dede. Shout out to Dede's Products. We come here to give you guys some gems on how to figure out and sharpen up your lives, and so you can be a blessing for the next one. You know what I mean? You have to have a little knowledge to share some knowledge. So that's what we're here to do.
Fact.
And y'all don't need to know who I am. I'm just a plug. I just do what I do. They call me El Plaga, but I'm going to show y'all how to eat in 2021.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. We got to eat, man. Everybody got to eat.
Come on now. Everybody
want that money. Let's be honest.
We got a couple different packages on the Let's Eat edition. You know what I mean? We got a few different things we'll hit you with. We got a starter sampler package that we hit you with a little bit of knowledge where we can get you right and help you start to understand why you need to start to make the moves. Then our next one, we got a little appetizer for you that's a little bit more than the sampler, but it ain't all the way. Ain't gonna get you all the way right. But there's always steps and levels to this game. You know what I mean? After the appetizer, there's a little value meal. You know what I mean? We're gonna get you a little bit more food. It's like when you go to the buffet, Yeah. You get a little bit of appetizer, taste a little bit, figure out what you like. Then you go back a little bit a second time and figure out, this is what I like, let me stack up. And now you figure out the value meals, and that's when you start to figure out what moves to make with what's on your plate. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
After that, we got the entree. That's when the things look nice. It's nice and pretty set up. You got the forks and the knives and all of the extracurriculars set up properly. You know what I mean? Then after that, the final is when you want to get all the way right. It's something called. Well, it's basically legacy planning. It's like a legacy plan, a plan for your legacy that you can put together.
Oh, you talking about that buffet?
The buffet, yeah. That's the whole. That's getting deep. That's the top level of the game.
So that's when you got a plate and you keep getting up. When you ain't done yet, you keep getting up and you going back and getting that other mix. You got that pot roast. You went and got the chicken.
So it's all over there.
You can just keep trying it. Just go get another plate and you just keep coming back.
Oh,
right?
Wow.
That's how you. That's that.
That's food on top of food.
Come on now.
Money on top of money to translate.
It's residual. Because it's just like that buffet plate. You can keep going until you get fed. But I don't know about y'all, but I'm never full.
Right. Come on now. You sleeping at the buffet with it.
Constantly.
I got you.
Constantly.
I got you.
I put that chef to work.
I got you. That's just everything, everywhere. Like, I could get into that. Oh, they got an ice cream bar over there. Oh, they got hibachi. Oh, wow.
It's exactly what it's supposed to be.
I'm with you.
Exactly.
So right now what we're doing is we giving y'all a sampler. This is going to be a 45 to an hour minute podcast. And, we got a lot of stuff we do outside of this podcast. But while we're here, we try to give you as much game as we can in this sampler. And that's what y'all getting. Y'all getting a lot of game. But, to tap into the other ones, we got the value meal, the buffet, all that good stuff, That's the packages y'all can go with. But moving forward, man, I want to let's just talk about I want to talk about the poverty versus wealth mindset and like the, how do I say this, like the psychology of money, because it's deeper than just I know the statistics of like just the wealthy people. Is it like a top 5%? I believe I don't got my numbers all the way right. But
wealthy might be the 1%.
Yeah, it's 1%.
Yeah, it's 1%ers, but we're not gonna worry about the numbers.
Right.
There's just a fucked up way of thinking out here.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you either have a poverty mindset or you have a prosperity mindset. You got to have one or the other. Anything in between that, it's like lukewarm, it's dead. You're going to get spit out.
Yeah.
Right now, I'll give you one little, I got these little morsels of the day. Since we talking about Let's Eat, I got these little morsels for you. One of the morsels I want to give you is that India is gaining access to the internet and has more degrees. I'm talking about completed forms of education degrees per capita than the U.S. Employers are starting to realize this. Think about that for a second.
That hit me a little bit differently, not to cut you off. That hit me a little different because being a professional basketball player for 6-7 years overseas and seeing the intelligence of a lot of those European fellas that I was with, I don't know I mean, there's another way to put it, but a lot of those guys are extremely intelligent, and they know multiple languages. Their knowledge is not capped, and I felt, not me personally, but I felt that the shift of knowledge is like, why are they so damn smart? Why do they know so much about so much? You know, why do they know 5 languages? Why is that common? Here, we barely speak in the proper English.
Yeah.
You know, you go to the hood, the poverty versus wealth mindset, in a quick aspect, you go to the hood and you give somebody a full proper sentence. They think you a scammer.
Yep.
You know, you talking with enunciation and being able to pronounce your words. Like, man, what kind of white boy? Yeah, man, you must be a white boy from the hood, from the suburbs or something. You know, it's like you can't get street cred because I have knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's a part of the poverty versus wealth mindset, and what hits us and plagues us as a Black community way too often.
Well, what we're experiencing is that there's communities within communities.
Yeah.
And so you have what's happening with the Black community. Then the Black community is encapsulated in American society, which is one big ass bubble, some major bubble that is actually blocking us from the rest of the world and being able to connect. Mm-hmm. So the way that they value education, the way that they value what they're doing as a whole, it's just different. Yeah. And what we have to understand is that we have to get on another level just to even participate, just to be even at the table. Mm-hmm. So the issue that I brought up with the whole aspect of India, this isn't about any particular culture. I'm saying these are folks who barely had access to internet, and now they're gaining access, and these companies are realizing. So all these jobs that were so taking for granted, they're finna go elsewhere.
Outsource.
Man. I mean, they've already been getting outsourced, right? We know what's been going on with China and everything for years. But I'm talking about jobs where you sit on your ass at home in front of your laptop. We experienced that during the pandemic. But imagine now, if they all have these degrees and they all have all these different things, that's another phenomenon that we have to now compete with. Mm-hmm. Can we compete with it? Mm. This is what I'm saying. Hey, everybody out there listening, are you listening right now? Are you really genuinely listening to what I just said? If you don't do something, somebody else will, and they'll take your place happily for half the cost.
That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game, even in professional sports. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what watered down the overseas market in basketball. Your price, you're like, man, I'm not taking nothing less than $5,000 a month. Dude, the team is like, well, he's pretty good, but there's a guy that's kind of as good as him, and he's willing to take $1,700.
Right.
So let's get this $1,700 guy a chance first.
Yeah. And
then we'll call the $5,000 guy if he don't work out. But if he works out, then we saved ourselves some money. So it's like people losing their own value and lowering their value to get the opportunity is kind of the name of the game if you're not in proper position.
Yeah, we have to tighten up. Like, I had a big wake-up call. Last year I went to Peru, and I never knew how sweet we had it in America. I went over there, and just everything, like as far as like the hustle that they had in them. The people, they were really hustling. I thought I was hustling. I said, they're up with their kids. Their kids are out there. They're selling water. This is just to survive. This is just to literally, feed their families. But everyone's grinding. They're working hard. Everybody around. You don't see no slacking. Like, everyone is in a hustle in some type of way. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking, like, I got a rental car from Lima. I was in Lima, Peru. I went all the way like 8 hours. But I was going through towns, and there was no, there's nowhere if your battery died, because my battery actually died when I got to a place. I left my lights on. But there's nowhere to get your battery jumped or whatnot. We were just searching through the town. We finally found one person, luckily, that had it. But the things that we have in America, I understand now. Like, you can just go to a grocery store. It's so convenient, and it dang near, like, what is it called when it's like it not paralyzes you, but it makes it so easy here. But we have to understand, like,
I mean, it cripples your mindset.
Cripples you. Yeah, it's like cripples you. It's like, dang, we have everything so sweet. You'll never privilege. Yeah, and I'm like, I see why everyone's trying to get to America. I never really understood until I got to physically see. Because I could see online, but it really doesn't hit me
until you feel it.
Until I was out there, and I'm like, whoa.
Well,
these people are ready to grind.
Absolutely, and there's another phenomenon that you also touched on. It's the grind. They're up at the crack of dawn, ready to grind and sell water, sell fruit, whatever they got to do to survive that day. Mm-hmm. Over here, our grind is just different. So, people try to say, oh, America, land of the free and all this stuff. I get that. But the reason why they feel that way is because where they're at, the grind is so rough.
Yeah.
So coming over here and grinding and getting access to $1 that is worth, in some cases, with the bot, it's like 18 times the amount of what their dollar is. Come on now. Yeah, what I can do in grabbing that dollar, I'm cool with just eating a burger or a sandwich for the day because I can send $20 home and now the entire family's living well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. These are little things that we take for granted, and that it's the mindset. Mm-hmm. We don't, as a community, as a culture, I'm talking about the Black community, we're not up on that mindset and where it needs to be. Another little morsel I want to throw out here is I want to hit you with this
spitting real
piece about. I always tell people, overhead is overrated. Overhead is overrated. Let me tell you what that means. A lot of people want to come out here and they want to become a business person. And they start throwing out terms like entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. They start throwing out things like, oh, I'm an owner. I'm a sole proprietor. Well, I'm not going to get into all the different forms of the LLC, from the S Corp to the C Corp and how those all differ. But listen, when you're trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, and then you borrow 50 cents just to look like you have several dollars, it doesn't make sense. So having a skyscraper in the middle of downtown and you look the part, I get it. That might get you the contract for that moment, but now you got to perform. Mm-hmm. So you're working hard just to maintain the rent on a skyscraper when you're not even able to perform the fucking contract you got in the first place. Mm. These are little things that are nuances in our community. It's that poverty mindset. It's no different than buying 30 pairs of Jordans that all match with different colors with every single outfit so you can be seen by the hood. But then when it's time to take your lady out, you're taking her to McDonald's and getting a value meal.
Mm-hmm. On the bus, too.
Come on now. It's cold here in Minnesota. It's cold outside.
It happens too much.
On the bus. Now you look and fly, but you traveling on. And listen, I'm not talking about the struggle. The struggle is real. Listen, you taking your lady out to go get her a meal on the bus, you do that.
Right.
All y'all out there listening right now, you do that. Okay. I've had those grinds too. I know what it's like. Can I get a transfer? Whoops, I forgot it. Oh my God, what am I going to do now? And I'm with her. All right. So I understand. But what I'm talking about right now is you're trying to get into business and you're trying to pay for all these things called overhead, and you don't understand the functionality. Let me break down overhead. Overhead is that electricity pumping through those lines. Overhead is that water, all the utilities. Overhead is your labor costs and the individuals that you pay. These are things that are constantly coming in that you have to always pay. It doesn't change. Yeah. So if you keep those overhead costs always over your head, think of it like anything that's around you, even the air that you're breathing, that's overhead. You have to pay that no matter what every single month. Mm-hmm. But if you're not producing every single month, now you're going backwards. Yeah. So overhead is overrated. Start where you can flow. Yeah. Get in where you fit in. Mm-hmm. Do the thing that generates that dollar. Yeah. Then you can advance up to the next level and work yourself up to a small office if you need an office at all.
Yeah. People are stuck in that to where they think they need to look in order to get the job done.
They need to just get the fucking job done.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest problem in our community. We're trying to look like we're doing something.
Absolutely.
And can't even do the work.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know how many contractors I've hired for houses and they don't communicate properly? But man, they show up right on time when it's time to get a check. Right. A check for what? What did you do?
Yeah.
What did you produce? Mm-hmm. So the other thing I say when I hear that, about overhead, I say, stop it. I tell all my students, stop it. Stop thinking about what your desk looks like and what you're going to sit in the nice chair in the corner and having the view with the nice little glass and the pretty little plaques on the wall. Stop thinking about all that. You need to be thinking about how many of these products am I going to sell?
Yeah.
How many clients am I going to accumulate next month? So that's the thing that needs to be, the poverty mindset takes over and we're trying to look like something we're not. And that's why we're broke.
So where do you think that came from? Like over the history of time with money and power and the way our society has formed up, where has that been the biggest qualm, I'd say, for us as the black people to just want to show instead of actually have?
Go
Is
back
that from never having?
Go back to episode 2.
Yeah.
Episode 2, what we talked about last week, we talked about trauma.
Yeah.
And the trauma comes from that lack of being valued, that lack of internal understanding of oneself. Because if you have intrinsic value, you're not looking for anything on the outside to make you valuable.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it does come from that. And we did a whole hour on that last week. Those of y'all listening, go and check out episode 2 where we did that. But this week, Let's Eat, you are 100% correct. That poverty mindset comes from a plantation mentality. And then we start to eat each other alive. We cannibalize one another.
The crab in the barrel bucket.
Absolutely.
Mindset.
Because I start to see what you got. Now I got to be what you are.
Yep.
And I don't even know who I am.
Right.
Yep.
So I'm going to be you
Right.
because I don't know who I am.
Yeah.
And we are all messed up together because you dealing with all kinds of traumas. I don't know if I want to be you.
Right.
But I'm looking at your chain and your shoes and all of a sudden I want to do something different.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Tax checks is about to come. Them tax checks is dropping any day now too, and people are already spending it.
They're thinking about spending it on
I
a
need to
car or
lock
some
this
shoes.
section in. Let me lock this section in right here. Let me get these shoes. I got the Chevy, the 24s. I've been talking back and forth with them on Craigslist. They already spending it already before they get it. Not even thinking about the overhead. Like, come on now.
They should have locked the mindset into taking some of that and investing into something that'll make them money. You know what I mean? Because everybody wants to talk about how hard they work and they hate working hard and hate waking up, getting to the job that they hate. But it's like, what are you doing to set yourself up for residual income as we spoke of? El Plaga put it perfectly. I mean, if you don't have residual income, you're going to be working forever.
Yeah. And doing
whatever you're doing, and hopefully it's something you're able to do and like, because you'll hate it forever and you'll keep working hard forever for someone else, fulfilling their dreams, while you're getting the little crumbs.
Well, a job doesn't cover it.
right.
A job. In the 1950s, you could have a job. Then we fast forward to the 70s and the 80s. Then you had to have a couple of jobs. So you had to have a 2-person income. Now a 2-person income is barely enough. Then we have our new administration is allowing us to have or at least on the federal level, they're allowing us a $15 minimum wage. What the fuck you gonna do with $15?
Oh, cute.
Come on now.
15.
And I'm not trying to get into politics. I really could care less about who's sitting in that chair in that White House. What I really need to understand.
No pun intended.
It doesn't matter what chair, who's sitting in there, but at the end of the day, we're still looking at each other, trying to take that $15 away from one another. Mm-hmm. And we can't even keep a dollar. We can't even keep a dollar in the black community. The dollars in the black community last 6 hours.
They spend the most.
Yeah, they spend the most outside of us. It doesn't, it's supposed to stay in our community way longer than that. 6 hours, gentlemen.
That's where we need to adapt that Chinese mindset.
And then
and speaking of Asian cultures, it's all good. It's all good. We ain't gonna do that. We already had Weezy last week making sounds on the microphone. We ain't gonna do that. But when you look at it, it's 120 times our rate of keeping the money in the community.
Jeez.
120 times what we do on our best day. We have to do something different.
Yeah,
people don't even think about that. We're the culture that spends the most money easily. I mean, 10 times more than anybody else, but we don't keep any money within our own community. That's gotta say something.
Right. And nothing against any other any race or whatnot, but look at in the inner cities, like my hood in my corner stores, there's, either Arabs, Chinese or something running the spot where we spend all our money at, whether it's chicken, whether it's the corner store where we go and get everything. It's always a different race.
Mm-hmm. Even your chick's hair. Your chick's hair is Korean.
Come on now.
Because the Koreans got that on lock. You are buying extensions. Hey, boo-boo. Hey, all y'all out there, y'all looking beautiful, but listen, your hair is on lock. It's on point. Your edges, all that is Korean owned. At least the industry that produced this before you got to your head. You may have had, the lady down the street put it in your head, but who supplied her?
The plug.
Come on now. Who made it happen?
There, Plaga.
And I'm just saying, these are the things we got to think about. Well, the next more so I want to dive into, not to just hardcore turn this. I really want y'all to think about this. If poverty is a mindset, wealth is a mindset, who you hanging with?
The wealth.
You are who you are around.
Come on now.
Yep. They said the 5 people, right?
Yeah, the 5 people that you hang around the most, you adapt their mindset.
Come on.
Subconsciously.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Get to seeing their moves and it just rubs off. It's like an energy.
So again, those who are listening right now, who you sitting with? Who you gonna be sitting with?
What y'all talking about?
What y'all talking about? Are y'all chiefing right now? I mean, what I'm not, I'm not a hater,
Right.
Do what you do to get your relax on. Ain't nobody trying to tell you what to do and what not, but is that all you about?
Right.
We know dudes who's got bags and all they do is play games all day with them. Play games all day with them because they getting the bread like that. And we ain't gonna put it out there like that. But the one thing I ask is, what are you doing? Where are you going? What are you about to become? And how are you influencing others? Who's around you?
That's real.
Is every day a fucking Friday night?
Right.
Does it have to be every day Friday?
Turn up.
Come on now.
Literally.
It's literally Tuesday afternoon and you're acting like it's a scene in the club on Saturday.
Right. What y'all celebrating?
What are you celebrating?
Come on now.
Now, if there's something to celebrate, come on now. Let's get to it. But that means some business has been done.
Yeah.
Most times that ain't the case. You're celebrating something you're about to do, and then you don't end up doing it.
Come on now.
I was one of them people. I ain't gonna act like I wasn't. But when I went on solitude and I got to reading books and listening to podcasts, I was listening to seminars, just everything that the books and everything was telling me. Same stuff.
But it started from within, bro. You wanted more.
Yeah, like anybody listening to this podcast, you made it this far. You are seeking knowledge. You want to know something, and I salute you for that.
Absolutely.
Whoever that is out there, you're hungry for knowledge. You're getting something from this, and you want to hear more. You want to learn more,
Absolutely.
And that's what it takes. And you got your homeboy next to you, man. What y'all watching? He's playing PS5, yelling at a TV screen. He probably ain't gonna get it.
Come on now.
But
and those are the things that we're continuing to make our day. Because if you cease, you will not increase.
No way.
And it's just not going to happen. So you have to start thinking about, okay, how much time am I going to spend in front of my television screen? When I do pick up a device, am I picking up a device to look at that, to look at some big ass? Or am I looking at, another nigga on the screen telling me how to make my life better and he's doing the same things I'm doing? Are we really thinking about the message that's coming through on that screen?
yeah,
On your phone?
yeah,
Are we really thinking about it? Oh, okay. He said turn up. He said sip that. He said do that, hit that. Oh.
getting sent off.
And then you don't have anything.
No.
How much you got left? Because he just got paid off of you giving him the last $20 you had to listen to that.
Now that being your last $20, you hate him because he done took your money and didn't give you anything in return.
Come on now. And don't plan on it. And in fact, he's writing another album about how much you hate him.
Everybody hating him.
Come on now. We got
so real.
The mindset, the mantra that's constantly beat into our people on a daily basis has got to change. And I know you guys play ball and stuff overseas, and I got nothing but admiration for that because your talent is amazing. But I even told y'all when we start doing our thing, mentoring, that is not all you guys are. That is one factor of an emperor.
But for so long, that's all
we
knew. That's all it's not like we couldn't go get a job and be the store clerk. Like, yeah, we could do that too. But it's like, no, we had dreams and aspirations, but this was the only vehicle we knew that could drive us to get there. Now, having understanding and walking into the opportunity to gain some knowledge, figuring out there's a lot more lanes than you can even think of ways to make money and be successful. But without having the ability to have someone show you that, you only are, like you said, you only know what you know and you only believe in what you think is right.
Yeah, you got to have that open mind. You gotta think outside the box and think differently, because that's all I thought it was too. I thought it was the NBA, nothing else. And the NBA was the most paid person ever. Now I'm learning about advertisement. I'm like, whoa, they're eating way more than the NBA players.
Now we seeing these
There's so much bags around this
at the games making more than the players.
Oh, for sure.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
How does this work?
Yeah.
But look at it, gentlemen. Everything that y'all just said, even all that shit's by design. I don't know who designed it. I don't care. But look at it.
He wasn't black though.
Come on. And
Mr. Burns.
And he ain't doing what he's showing you.
Mr. Burns sitting back there. Smithers. Throw them in the NBA.
He's definitely not doing what he's showing you to do.
Facts.
All right. So you got the next NBA star. I'm not going to call him out in front of your face. You got the next NFLer in front of your face, selling you chips, selling you sugar, telling you to eat this and telling you to eat that.
Sitting on the front of the packages.
Smacking a Big Mac right in front of your face.
Then you got the biggest rapper telling you what you need to wear and how you need to live your life. Then you got the hottest female telling you what kind of, hardcore thug nigga she want to be with. So you're surrounded by all these messages that keep your silly ass in poverty.
Facts. I was just telling somebody about the things that they listen to. It's the vibrations that they take in. Because he was like, one of my boys, he just likes to listen to just hardcore ass rap, like all the time. I mean, like they talking about, can I eat your baby snacks? Like I was so struck by like, how can you listen to this all day? And he's like, man, I really don't even be hearing much. I just like the beats. I said, no, you taking in this dumbass subconsciously, like this dumbass, like the words and the lyrics subconsciously to what your thought process is.
It's energy. So grammar comes from the word grimoire, which is a form of, words are spells. Mm-hmm. That's why we have spelling bees, right? You have a spelling bee. See, sounds and alliteration are a vibration. Am I getting too deep?
No. That's exactly what they need.
Yeah,
exactly what they need.
So when you hear certain sounds,
touch somebody.
Come on now. When you hear certain sounds, if you ever watch a monk meditate and they go into a right? Come on now. There is a...
I went OD with it, my bad.
Yeah. Somebody was off a note.
That's that white side of me. I'm a little off rhythm.
Oh, there we go.
Hold up.
I can't with you. So when you start to hear these different sounds and these forms and alliterations, they all carry a certain wavelength or a frequency. That frequency can influence you. So that's why when you hear certain words in a row, it's manipulation. Okay.
Manipulation.
It's basically taking control of a man. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm not being sexist out here, ladies. I'm just trying to do a little lesson right now. So bear with me.
Because we're whippulation they ass too.
Come on now. And I got another lesson before we're done. I'm going to teach everybody about pimping and hoeing, and it ain't got nothing to do with the sexual trade. Okay.
Come on now.
But when you hear all these words being utilized in a certain facet, it's a form of manipulation. That manipulation begins to carry you into a direction, whether you like it or not. You have been influenced. So when you look at YouTube and you're being influenced by an influencer, they are infusing certain ways that you think, certain ways that you have perspective.
That's true.
And but now all you're trying to do is ride that jet. You don't know that nigga rented that jet just to do that video for you
for 2 minutes.
You spending your real hard-earned money to try to keep up with the
people the way it looked.
Trying to play catch up.
And they just right after set's over, they returning them shoes and everything they got. All right, cut. Don't walk too far with them red bottoms on. All right, take them off right there. You need to bring them back.
Come on now. And
it's the stylish stuff.
And they go into an apartment that's smaller than yours. Just to figure out and plan and plot their next hustle. Listen, I'm not hating on people's grind. That's not what this is about right now. This is about mindset. And in order to have the right mindset, you have to wake up from the old one. The real.
Yeah. You got to address the real.
If you don't wake up from the old one, you are living in the past. And past does repeat itself.
Unfortunately so. Right.
You can be a victim or you can be a victory. You have to choose which one that you want to be. And this situation that I'm explaining, where we have, it's not just the youth; these are adults.
Oh man, I just feel like sometimes those are the hardest ones to understand. As I'm having a conversation, whether it's about crypto, Bitcoin, or changing. Don't say good mornings. Tell me grand rising. You don't even understand that good morning means you want to say it's good to be mourning something. No. Even if it's that something that simple, instead of grand rising, to rise up, to be grand, to have a great day, to be a great person, to do something aspirational. That's great. That's grand. Not.
I love it, Day, and it's all in the way you say it too.
Yeah.
Because what you just hit on about mourning, what are we mourning? If you're waking up, you should not be mourning as in death. You should not be mourning anything. You should be rejoicing. So grand rising, we do use that a lot. I'm glad that you brought that up, but it's also how you say it. Because walk around every day, people and say it so casually. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. No,
they've almost dumbed it down.
It's subliminal. It's almost as subliminal as these dumbass masks. But that's another situation we'll talk about another day. But when you keep talking about all these things that are out here with intentional design, you become a poverty-stricken mindset. You live, breathe, walk, see, everything around you is a form of encapsulated poverty. And so sometimes you have to start thinking outside of all the isms. I used to tell when I was teaching young kids, I used to tell them, I don't believe in any isms, racism, communism. I don't believe in any ism. The only ism that I love is a prism. Because a prism turns white light into all the spectrums of beautiful color. And when you can start to take your mind and have the influence of what a prism can do, you can be the spectrum. You can be the change that you want to see in the world. And this is the stuff that we need to be more on top of. This is what's going to help add prosperity. Because I don't want to liken prosperity to money.
Right. Because money is not that. It's not what everyone should be after. Like for myself personally, I've only wanted to aspire to gain unlimited amounts of wealth so I could be a blessing for many to come. I want to be that conduit that gives someone an opportunity who may have never got it, and be able to bless them. And
there's wealth in wisdom.
Yeah.
So the reason why I focused on sharing wisdom, you can save it like gold. It's better than gold. You can use it over and over and over again.
Yes.
But money spends and you have to replenish it.
Yeah.
And money is in fiat currency. It's an idea anyway.
Right.
Last week we talked about it. It's an idea. It's what you utilize as a concept. It's a handshake.
Yeah.
And where does money even come from? Let's hit that for a second. Did we talk about that? We talked about the goldsmith.
We talked about currency last.
That's right. Yeah. That's why we did. So touching on that for a second, those receipts that you got from the goldsmith became money. And now we use them in fiat currency as the Federal Reserve note. These things are all made up agreements. They're not who you are. So the value is in what you're using it for and what you're to become and how you're influencing the future, which is what we call a legacy.
Yeah.
That's why we do what we do.
That reminds me of a Denzel line I read. He said, he's like, I've been blessed to be a part of a lot of beautiful things, and I've made hundreds of millions of dollars, but it's never about the money. It's what you do with the money.
Yeah.
Come on.
How can you help somebody else? What can you do to lighten the load for the next 20 years for someone by providing them something?
Yeah.
You know, but to touch on something that you were saying, Plaga, knowledge being almost worth more than money.
Oh, for sure.
People can't gravitate towards that because it's not monetary. Knowledge isn't something they can touch.
Yeah.
A lot of times they don't even know how to use it. So it's like, well, I know. No, if you knew, you would have done something differently. You obviously don't know, you know, but like the saying goes, if you knew better, you do better.
Yeah.
Most people just are scared to know something.
Yeah. And with that being said too, I know, like, I always talk to people about, you know, I see everybody in a race for money. I got to get this money. I got to get this money so my kids is good. And I don't know if I said this story already, but I had a friend that his father grinded almost his whole life to get him some money. It was like a half a meal or something, some fat. And his dad gave it to him as he passed. And the kid, he was hustling for his kid. This was the reason. And once he gave it to him, he blew through that money within 6 months.
Come on, man.
So
wow,
you're chasing all this money. This is in your head, money. But you didn't take the time to give this kid knowledge on what to do with money, how to spend it, how to value it, how to make it make more. Now what you just like, in your head, it was just money, and now it's gone. Mm-hmm. It's gave to clubs or wherever you spent it at.
And that's the lack.
Just blew through it.
All the way through. And there are some folks who have kind of a legacy. You know, there's some folks who get endowments and they don't understand what to do with that because they never seen anything beyond that. It just comes to them.
Right.
And this is what I'm saying. There's so many different forms of a poverty mindset. It has nothing to do with the actual tangible quality of holding money. It has to do with how you utilize the resources around you to become something greater or to waste it and become something lesser.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're on the cusp of revolutions, you guys. You got to remember the first revolution was a mechanic, and we had the steam engine, right? Mm-hmm. And that took the people forward, an ability to go from one side of a country to another, all sitting on a train and move goods and move different people with different services.
Yeah.
Then we've embarked on the second revolution, which was mass production, the assembly line, electricity, right? And that's what led to, you know, vehicles being produced, and you could do more. You were independent with these vehicles. So now you're not dependent on a train. Right. You can now get in your own vehicle and you're free, right?
Yeah.
Then we recently had, maybe in the early 2000s, the late 90s, early 2000s, we had the electronic, the IT revolution, right? And then systems and automation and things began to boom. Yeah. You can now send messages across the world in an electronic mailing fashion, an email.
That's just insane.
But are we ready? Are we ready? You know who was also the last to benefit off of each one of those turns of the times? Our community. Mm-hmm. Say it.
I was going to say they wasn't white.
They're ahead of the game.
And now there's a fourth one coming. It is a cyber physical system. A cyber physical system.
The digital era.
I'm lost. What's that?
So everything that you guys are describing with crypto, we went from tangible money, fiat currency, leveraging different types and aspects of debt. Now we'll be able to digitally transfer currency and value. We have smart contracts on a digital ledger. Yeah, I'm saying all these words because I'm saying them slow so you can go look them up. You need to know what's happening now. Do not be behind the times.
Don't miss this wave.
It's almost... You have a chance right now because it's happening before. People don't even realize we are changing economics of the world as you know it. And everybody's so concerned about the virus.
They have to keep you. They have to keep your mind set on something else, so you don't worry about growth.
Man,
But we're on
really going on, huh?
And we're on the cusp of really changing money, genuinely changing money. And you have to understand where money came from. That little story I told about the goldsmiths, that's just a piece of it. But there is a narrative here being played out right before your eyes. And everyone's distracted about who's the president, who's in office. We're distracted by, why aren't you wearing your mask when you're inside of here? And why aren't you doing that? And we got videos and we got people being Karens and all this stuff all over the internet. We got, TikTok sensations. And why are you taking away my social media? But no one knows what the real thing that's happening right now is about. Look and follow and understand the money. Say it again, Dede.
You got to follow the money. That's what I've learned.
Follow the money.
Because ain't nothing moving without it.
Nothing matters without it. And everything is just a smoke and mirrors play.
The more they can get you not to focus on the aspects of what's happening with money, the more they're finagling you.
They used to do that in Rome, right? With the games and whatnot, distractions.
Come on now.
It's distraction.
100%. And so that leads me to what I was mentioning earlier. And I just want to hit this last little piece. What I mentioned earlier is the pimps and the hoes. And what we're seeing right now is a phenomenon. The elites and people who own things and run things, that's your pimp. And I'm sorry, everyone out here. I'm not trying to offend everyone, because we're all in this category too. We are all the hoes. Okay. I got a hoe test for you.
About to think this was.
Let's give them a hoe test. Is your money in a bank account?
Check.
Then you're a hoe.
Damn. Got me.
If you don't got a bank account, then you're a bum, which is a step below a hoe.
You're a bummy hoe.
Because at least a hoe gets paid, right? At least a hoe gets paid.
Right.
So if you don't even have that, then you're a bum. And I'm not trying to put people down or make you feel less. What I'm trying to do is wake you up to see what's happening out here. Right? It doesn't matter. And I don't care if you're out there hustling illegally. Let me tell you right now, you're only making 35 cents an hour. I've done the math for all the best hustlers in the world. And I know somebody's out there saying, man, shut up, nigga, man. I got thousands in my pocket. Okay, pay your baby's mama. Pay the dude your plug. Pay up the re-up. Do all the calculations. And at the end of those 2 or 3 weeks, how much money do you have in your pocket? You barely have enough to eat. Yeah. Because you need to go out there and hustle some more. Right? But you lost to get product to do it all over again. Use a hoe. Use a hoe. And so at the end of the day, what it comes down to is if you don't like being a hoe, then why don't you start looking at the pimps? And I'm not talking about the people in the
Uncle Slickback.
Yeah.
One in the caddy.
Pimp name Slickback. Ain't that his name?
I'm not talking about them, right? I'm not talking about show you right, show you no. I'm talking about the Warren Buffetts of the world. I'm talking about the
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, yeah. I'm talking about your dude at the corner who you don't know who he is, but he works for centralized banks. I'm talking about these people that you don't have a clue who they are in everyday life, these suits. They are pimping you. And then they leverage pimp players and tricks, and those are politicians. So don't get caught up in what you see in the world. Be the change you want to see in that world. We'll go in more into pimping and hoeing as we get more deep into this crypto game. But we got more for you in the future.
Yeah, y'all need to tap in. Like El Plaga said, man, go get a bank account. You don't want to be a bum out here, man. Learn some information, and it's free. There's information everywhere you can get for free. And it's like, even what I seen with our people a lot of the times is you can give them game, tell them exactly what to do, and they think you run a game on them or not do it. Like, why?
What you getting out of this?
Right. Like, go and do this for yourself. Go set up a bank account. Learn it. Learn, You know, the information's out here.
And if you ain't
up.
ready for that, then you can get up with us because we got that set up for you.
Yeah.
We got everything set up for you how to eat.
Right.
At the end of the day, if you want to keep doing this, we'll keep you in this mode with the sampler.
Yep.
And then if you're ready to get right and you got a little bit of an appetite, we're going to take you to an appetizer.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you're ready for that value meal, then we're going to pull you in, start putting some money in your pocket, showing you how to keep that, make it turn around. And that's when we do that value meal. Mm-hmm. But after that value meal, like my man said, we got that entree. That entree is what's going to get you right and start doing some real deals, real time, show you how it's done, show you how to close, show you how to win. Then you're really eating divinely. And if you're truly ready, if you truly can take the pebble from the hand, grasshopper, then we'll let you get access to that buffet where you can keep grabbing that plate and going back over and over again. Because doing it over again, that's called a legacy.
Yeah. I love it. And that's for the people that's serious about it, man. We're talking to the people that are serious about getting to this bread. Serious about it. We don't want to mess with no one that's half-assing it. You know, this is...
And we're doing everything on the up and up.
Got a lot going on.
Everything on the up and up, making sure you got solidified LLCs, making sure everything is everything.
Oh,
you got to cover your tracks. You got to do it right. And that's the only way we do it on this side.
Facts.
And we're going to take good care of you. But, you know, I'm looking at my ashy knuckles. We definitely need some Day-Days products.
Come on
some
now.
Day-Days products.
Yeah, man.
If you don't know how to do it, you need to go to daydays.com. That's DAIDAIS.com. Mm-hmm. And go get you some of that stuff that makes your hair right, makes your skin right,
I got some
and
on
gets you
right
tight.
now.
Come on.
You
Hit
see
him with
him
the 2 times.
Wade's hitting harder than Kimbo Slice. R.I.P. You know what I mean?
And don't think we don't got you covered too, ladies, because if you want to get right, you need to go to luxury. Get to that luxury.com because they got everything that the guys got, but they got more because we treat the ladies right.
Always.
Come on now. That's luxury.com. It's LUX with an H for her, URY.com.
Come on now.
Go get them products, y'all.
Tap in.
That being said, man, episode 3, Poverty Mindset versus Wealth. Y'all know where y'all can find me. Steff Weezy at Steff Weezy at STEFF_WEEZY. Check out my skits, YouTube, you know, all that, all my content I create in the universe. And yeah, that's it.
I'm Day-Day. Make sure you go ahead and check out Day-Day's products at Day-Day, DAIDAIS_products on Instagram and daydays.com for your website. You can follow me at UCYIDODIS. That's UCY I do this. I mean, your camera works, so you see why. Yeah, you know, we love to continue to give everybody these gems and be a blessing, because it's been a blessing to us to actually attain some of this knowledge that we're able to share, you know what I mean, as the students at that one point now. And we're continuing to be students, because as long as you continue to learn, you continue to live. Once you stop learning, you stop living.
Come on now. And I'm just they call me El Plaga. And I don't say anything else but, hey, mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. We out.